As a new year begins, we often set lofty goals for ourselves, habits we want to form, routines we want to stick to, and practices we wish to incorporate into our daily lives. It's a time to embrace new beginnings and focus on what we can do differently. But in addition to cultivating new habits, Stoic philosophy urges us to also consider what we need to eliminate from our lives. The Stoics were masters of not just adding value, but also of removing the unnecessary. Seneca, for example, would begin each year by diving into the freezing Tiber River as a ritual of cleansing, a metaphor for purging the old and starting fresh. Similarly, Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us to ask ourselves the essential question: is what I'm doing essential? He points out that much of what we do is either inconsequential or worse, harmful. The Stoic path isn't just about adding positive habits, it's about eliminating the distractions and the things that hold us back. As we approach the new year, let's take a moment to reflect. What habits, practices, and routines are we willing to leave behind in 2024? What parts of ourselves do we need to stop nurturing so that we can make space for a better version of ourselves in 2025? Stoicism teaches us that true growth comes from both addition and subtraction. It's about looking in the mirror and having the courage to say, I need to let go of this part of me. Take morning routines, for example. We all know it's tough to get up early. Marcus Aurelius himself wrestled with the temptation to stay under the covers. In his Meditations, he has a fascinating internal dialogue about this. He argues with himself about the comfort of warmth, then challenges himself with a bigger question. Is this what I was put here to do? To simply huddle in warmth, or do I have a greater purpose? This struggle with laziness is universal, but the Stoics pushed through it anyway. They understood that morning is the best time to act and accomplish things, not to waste away in comfort. They didn't always succeed, but they tried. In the face of adversity, Marcus also faced betrayal, hardship, and lies from others. Yet, despite everything, his private journal, his Meditations, never shows him complaining. He didn't whine about injustice or feel sorry for himself. Instead, he focused on how to navigate his challenges with wisdom and virtue. He taught us that we should never even hear ourselves complain, let alone allow it to rule our lives. This is a crucial lesson. Complaining takes energy, but finding solutions and taking action creates progress. What most people don't realize is that we all have a superpower, the power to have no opinion. Marcus says that things don't require judgment. Events are just events. They don't need to be classified as good or bad, fair or unfair. They simply are. By avoiding the need to label everything, we can approach life with clarity, wisdom, and peace. This mindset frees up our energy to do the work that matters rather than waste time on irrelevant judgments. Epictetus, another Stoic sage, believed that the key to learning and growing is to admit how little we actually know. His teachings remind us that the moment we think we know it all is the moment we stop learning. Humility is the true path to wisdom. If we approach life and learning as if we know nothing, then we open ourselves up to discovering more than we ever imagined. Stoicism ultimately teaches us that mastery over our own lives is essential. As Epictetus said, no one is fit to rule who is not first master of themselves. The reason we struggle with self-control is that we often give our power away to external forces, be it our desires, addictions, or dependencies. True freedom and peace come from gaining control over ourselves, not allowing these forces to dictate our actions. Seneca also defined poverty not by how little we have, but by how much we want. Our desires are what keep us in a state of constant struggle. To live a truly fulfilling life, we need to let go of this constant yearning and learn to be content with what we have. As the year begins, let's consider not just what we want to add to our lives, but what we need to let go of. What unnecessary habits, judgments, or desires are holding us back? It's not just about starting new things. It's about eliminating what no longer serves us. Only then can we fully step into the future as our best selves. The reason we strive for self-discipline, the reason we work on improving ourselves, is not just for personal gain, but to become better leaders, better parents, and stronger individuals. When we let our impulses, bad habits, or external forces control us, we aren't living as we should. Life becomes unbalanced, and we fall short of our potential. It's critical to stop settling for anything less than your best. There's a powerful story about Jimmy Carter. He was once interviewed for a naval officer position, and after discussing his achievements, his grades, his tests, the things he had learned, the interviewer asked him a simple but piercing question. Did you always do your best? Carter had to admit that no, he didn't. That question haunted him for years, shaping the rest of his life. It forced him to confront why he hadn't always given his best and why he didn't consistently strive for excellence. When you look back at your own life, do you find yourself asking the same thing? Why didn't you always give your best? Why did you sometimes take shortcuts or give less than your full effort? This year, make the choice to give your best at everything you do. Whether or not you win or get recognized isn't in your control, but your effort is. The effort you put in is yours to decide. As Steve Prefontaine wisely said, giving less than your best is to cheat the gift. Not just the gift of your talents, but the precious gift of time and life itself. Every day we waste, every moment we let slip by without giving our all, is a missed opportunity. Time is the one thing you can't get back, so don't squander it. Now think about how you're using your mind. How often do you allow it to wander into negative scenarios, imagining what could go wrong or what others might think? This is a misuse of your mental energy. Your creativity is meant for problem solving, for moving forward, not for torturing yourself with what-ifs or doubts. You have the power to direct your thoughts toward progress, not destruction. The Stoics were clear. Let go of what no longer serves you. Regrets, grudges, and pain from the past only weigh you down. They don't help you grow, and they certainly won't bring you closer to who you are meant to be. The start of a new year is the perfect time to release what's holding you back. Burn away those regrets, those past hurts, and move forward lighter and freer. You don't need rigid goals to drive you forward. The obsession with benchmarks, whether it's a certain number of books, a bestseller list, or even beating others, can limit your potential. The focus should be on doing the work, giving your best every day, and refining your craft. Goals can sometimes confine us. The real mission is to tap into your fullest potential, and that happens by showing up and doing the work consistently. Remember, you are not obligated to respond to everything that comes your way. There was a time when I believed in the need to address every email, every request. But as life progresses and success grows, you realize that not every distraction deserves your attention. Focus on what truly matters, and don't let everything else pull you off course. Stop waiting for recognition. Focus on doing your best. We all have things that matter to us, and there are certainly people in our lives we respond to quickly. But here's a lesson I've learned. The way I used to think about being caught up with everything actually kept me from focusing on what truly matters. It's easy to get caught up in what's urgent, those emails, messages, and demands that scream for attention. But here's the catch. Urgency doesn't mean importance. Eisenhower, the famous U.S. general and president, gave us a clear framework to understand this. He created a decision matrix that distinguishes between what's urgent and what's truly important. Often, the things that demand our immediate attention are just urgent tasks. They seem pressing, but they distract us from what truly moves the needle. Things that might not seem urgent, but are vital for our long-term well-being and success. This idea is echoed in the words of Marcus Aurelius, who in Meditations talks about the importance of focusing on what's within our control. He emphasizes that you shouldn't look for a third thing. Let me explain. You do something good, someone benefits, that's two things. But when you expect to be thanked, recognized, or compensated for it, you're adding unnecessary weight to the action. The Stoics were clear. What matters is not whether you're appreciated or rewarded for what you do. What matters is, did you do your best? Did you give it your all, contribute to the common good, and act according to your nature? If so, then you've been rewarded, even if no one notices. This kind of mindset can change everything. If you're aiming for more happiness or more resources this year, one of the most powerful actions you can take is to stop chasing attention, credit, or recognition. Focus on the quality of your work, not how it's received. Did you make a positive impact? Did you deliver your best effort? That's what matters, and that's where you'll find true fulfillment. Who you spend time with matters. It's about the information you absorb, the people you surround yourself with shape who you become. But it's not just about people. It's also about the information you consume. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius said, "Our soul is dyed by the color of our thoughts." The inputs you allow into your mind will color your perspective and your actions. If you spend your time immersed in superficial, materialistic, or sensational information, that's what you'll become. On the flip side, if you spend your time learning from great thinkers, reading meaningful books, and engaging with wise people, your thoughts and actions will reflect that. The quality of your mental diet is just as important as the quality of the food you eat. Who are you letting influence your thoughts? The news cycle, social media, or the opinions of people who offer little value? Or are you diving into the works of history's great minds, seeking wisdom that stands the test of time? This is the key to becoming who you want to be. Surround yourself with valuable, thoughtful information and people. Let your mind be shaped by wisdom, not distractions. Life is a marathon. The real competition is with yourself. People often ask me, "Are you training for a marathon?" The answer is no, because running every day, rain or shine, is the marathon. It's not about one race. It's about showing up every single day, pushing yourself when you don't feel like it, and doing the work even when it's uncomfortable. That's the real race we're all in. Seneca said, "We treat the body rigorously so that it is not disobedient to the mind." By training our bodies and our minds, we build the resilience needed for life's marathon. This isn't about competing with others, it's about competing with yourself. It's about conquering your own impulses, the desire to stay comfortable, to avoid the hard work. The real competition is with the version of yourself that wants to take the easy way out. Each day is a race against the desire to do nothing, against the temptation to stay on the couch. That's where growth happens. And it's a race that only you can win if you push yourself to show up, even when you don't feel like it. Don't delay. Live now, not later. One of the biggest mistakes people make is constantly waiting for the perfect moment to start. They think they have time, that they'll begin once certain conditions are right, or that they'll do it later when everything is aligned. But life doesn't work that way. As the Stoic Epictetus said, "All fools in life have one thing in common. They are always getting ready to start." The truth is, none of us know how much time we have left. Life is happening now. This moment is all we have. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we can choose to live fully today, or we can wait for an uncertain tomorrow. But tomorrow might never come. So stop waiting for the right moment. Stop delaying your dreams, your goals, and your actions. Live now, do the work now, and don't let another day slip by because you think you have forever. The time we waste today belongs to the past. It's gone, never to return. Make sure that when you look back, you see a life lived fully, a life where you didn't wait for the perfect conditions, but made the most of every moment. Final thoughts. Stop waiting for recognition. Start doing your best this year. Let go of the need for recognition, validation, or compensation for everything you do. Focus instead on doing your best, contributing meaningfully, and staying true to your values. When you stop waiting for external rewards and focus on internal growth, you'll find a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. Surround yourself with wisdom, compete against yourself, and embrace each day as an opportunity to do your best. Life's marathon is already underway. Make sure you're running it with everything you've got.